welcome. I'm almost singing. Come on. This is Politics Today, hapa Science TV. Hapa tunachapa siasa kama kawa. Somebody said kama dawa. We have one SG Wanguvu. Hi. Hey, yeah. Nicholas Soyo.
Yeah.
SG Free Kenya Movement.
Yeah.
Na tunachapa siasa with our sign language interpreter Anwairimo. By the way, you can also chapa siasa with us 0111980384. Nicholas.
Yes, Jonah.
We need to bring one Crystal Asige to this show.
Yes.
Honorable.
Obviously, I support that.
The National Fund for the
I will
Disabled
move aside and let her
imeponea kwa shindano. Imepotea kwa tundu la shindano.
Tundu la shindano, yeah. It is Jonah, the thing is this,
Yes.
We need to deal with the question of people who have been elected to support PWD, people who are physically challenged and all this stuff.
Yes.
And people like Asige should come and basically grace this show and also help us to understand what is going on in Parliament.
Yes.
I mean, something that we are hearing like that, somehow, kunatengezwa train moja ya...
Is she a senator or is she in the National Assembly?
I'll confirm that.
No, she should be she's in the Senate.
Yeah, should be in the Senate.
Yes.
Senate is where a lot of space is there.
Yes.
The composition of Parliament is that in the National Assembly you're only going to get 12 nominees.
Right.
But in the Senate you're going to get women 16 nominees. And then you end up having another 2 nominees. So in the Senate you get 20.
Yes.
Yeah. So she must be in the Senate.
Yes.
Hii National Assembly inakuwa na vita mingi sana.
All right.
Yeah, but you need to confirm that. But she can come and speak for herself. Atuambie ni, you know, it's called Parliament, all of it. If you have National Senate and the National Assembly, you're not wrong to say she's a parliamentarian.
Okay.
But when you want to specify,
can you believe
it is National Assembly and
she
Senate.
Was coming up with a bill to scrap up the National Fund for the Disabled in Kenya. I
would like to hear reasons. I'm very surprised. I had expected that she would even support more of those. We are bringing her to the show. I'm sure she'll come and explain. And people like Asige, we need to sit down, Jonah, and discuss things that she could do. We have 4 years to go before the next elections. She even needs to start thinking about where she's going to go after that. What happens, Jonah, if you're nominated? We expect you to get elected, and you've seen people who have been nominated and then got elected eventually. A number of them. You've seen people like start with my friend Martha Wangare. Came in as a nominee, just a nomination to National Assembly. Now she's an MP Gilgil. There was another nomination of people like I don't remember this name, but a number of them. Yes. Even. Nini wa Nairobi, Manzi wa Nairobi, this was Shebesh. She was nominated originally and then got elected, and then of course now the process of clearing and forwarding akakuwa yuko kwa bunge. So really nomination is important. Asige should take this seriously, and everybody who is there representing persons with disability, if you are there, look at Mwaura now where he is. He has been a serial nominee. He has been nominated severally, and now he's where he is. Yes. So we expect that some of those people who get nominations should use that opportunity. Yes. For the good of the people who they are nominated for. Okay. Yeah. Great. Quite a week for Kenya. Yeah, it's a week that in Kenya politics is always we are always moving very fast in politics in Kenya. So it's a week is a long time. They say a day in politics is long. A day in Kenya in politics, I think, is even longer. But do you carry your phone to the studio? Yeah, I do. Kindly get into that phone of yours. I hope it's camera friendly. It's not a bad phone. It's not a bad phone. Just Google right now the name Honorable Crystal Asige. Let's confirm whether she's senator. Oh, you want to confirm this on show? Yes. We can do that so that it's important because she's representing persons with disability.
Yes, and as you are doing that, hoping that you are able to multitask, I want you to just...
Crystal Asige,
Senate. Exactly. That's exactly what I thought. Which party? I think it's ODM.
It's ODM.
Yeah.
Nominated senator. What else do you want to know?
No, that's it.
Marital status.
Come on.
Yeah. It's something people want to
I don't care about people's ages. So
even ladies don't like to say the ages.
No. Even us, age is just but a number. Thinking about it, it's another generation.
Yeah.
I was in a meeting yesterday with young people with disabilities. Oh my. And we had a very good speech from one Jeremiah Kioni.
Okay.
Yes, we had the likes of Wanja, people from Jubilee and a lot of people from these other parties. And it's amazing just to see how the young are so many. It's amazing.
Yeah, there are many people who are interested in politics.
Yes.
The problem, Jonah, has been our political parties. I've said this before.
Yes.
And I will say it again, and I will say it again tomorrow, and I will say it again until things are sorted.
Yes.
Politics, parties are very important. I'm a person who is pushing independent candidates because parties are frustrated people. But it's not just the frustration of parties why people go independent, but
I'm telling you, if Jeremiah Kioni Honorable faces you, he will blast you at your face. Because he is really encouraging the young to be in parties.
I will tell you this, Jonah. Political parties have issues that they need to sort.
Yes.
The problem is this, Jonah. You go into parliament as a politician, as a political party person, you are legislating the political party's fund and the political party's issues for yourself. So usually they will legislate on their own in their own issues, and they forget the rest of the country. People are there who basically are forming other parties that are useful, and they are not getting space, and that is where the problem comes in. Because, Jonah, you find that the resources that are revolving around political parties are just concentrated on a few political parties, and that is why you see it is always going to be certain clique of people with certain parties who are always going into leadership, and it's really blocking a lot of young people who you are talking about.
Yeah,
there could be very good young people who would go to parliament and do good work there, and I've always said, Jonah, the weakest link in this country is the parliament. Is a parliament, and is a parliament again. And for me, I feel that if parliament can have better leaders and people who are going there to do God's work and the people's work, we are going to get better. So I would like to face Jeremiah Kioni even here. If you want to bring him, we can face each other on the question of political parties, and we ask ourselves questions and answer those questions. Yeah, we need to.
Yes, and many other leaders, I'm sure, they defend parties. Right now, there are elections. Is ODM also in elections? Because I think UDA is going into grassroots elections. ODM must be planning. I'm looking at the big 9. I'm thinking, put number 1 UDA, the ruling party. Put number 2 ODM. Put number 3. Guess which party is there?
I'm struggling. Jubilee, maybe.
It's either Jubilee or Wiper.
Yeah,
one of the two. But I think between Jubilee and Wiper, it sounds better. And then bring in a party like NAC Kenya somewhere. Let it fit somewhere. There is another party, by the way. Kanu.
There is
Kanu number 5.
There is a money. No, there is a money.
No. Kanu falls number 5. Interestingly, Kanu is number 2 in every county. Did you know that?
Number 2 in every county?
In every county. Where?
What do you mean?
They're spread across this.
I'll have to do a study and ask myself what you're saying.
No,
that's surprising me.
No, leaders in Kanu say that every county you had the person winning and the second person from Kanu.
No, I will find out. That is just a claim from their own. Sometimes when people don't hit your drum, when people don't talk about you, talk about yourself. So I will find out and see.
Yes.
But then Kanu is a party that had good forget about the questions about what we had with KANU as Baba na Mama and all that stuff.
Yeah.
KANU is one of those parties that had some form of ideology of some sort.
By the way,
until
number 6
things started changing. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm taking this very fast. Number 6 put ANC.
I don't agree with you, but I'm going to allow this first 11 of yours.
Ford Kenya,
political parties.
Ford Kenya, and
Yes.
then NAC Kenya,
Yes.
and then others.
And where are you putting independent candidates? Because we are
Of course, you're beyond
bigger
others.
than we were. If you take ODM, or is it you said UDA? After UDA, ODM would struggle to beat the independent candidates. That's a reality. That's a reality. I'm telling you. Yes.
Yeah, we
it's a
had
fact.
the like of this governor from Meru. What's her name?
Kawira Mwangaza.
Kawira Mwangaza.
And also we have in Taita Taveta.
Yeah, and I remember Kidero also almost made it to
Yeah,
independent
there
in
were.
Homa
Okay,
Bay.
the thing is this, and
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. People go independent. One of the reasons that media has pushed a lot is that independence is because you failed to get into a political party system.
Right.
And even the political parties, register of political parties are and they need to like it to be like that, because there's a claim that says that every male Kenyan in this country is in a political party. Are you in a political party?
Yeah.
I would ask if I go out here, I'm sure I'll get people who are not in political parties.
Yeah, you may Google your party and you find you are into Jibebe. Nothing bad about Kabogo's party. You may find yourself into Jibebe.
And those are the questions, Jonah, that
Yes.
you're saying. Are political parties formed
Yes.
with people in mind? Or are they formed because of another reason? Are they formed as a special vehicle, special utility vehicles to do something and then they're thrown out there? Are they formed because people believe in them? So these are the questions that people like Kioni, Jeremiah, Honorable, if he comes here, we will ask a lot of questions, and I will ask him, and we will ask Kenyans, if you are in, find out which party you are in, and if one happens to be in Jubilee, who did not know anything about Jubilee, he will tell us.
Right.
And those are some of the things we are saying, that it has reached a point, Jonah,
Right.
that we are thinking as the independent group to form a registrar of independence, and we are going to push it through the amendments of the constitution. But then, if we have not done that, we are going to push a pressure group that is going to ensure that independent people and people who don't want to be in political parties can actually stay out, so that we are clear. If you are a member of a party, you are a member of a party because you believe in that party, John.
You know, with the registrations that are going on right now,
Yeah.
there are coming elections, I think.
Yes, they are.
For several parties. I think UDA set the pace for parties to start looking around. I hope there are no problems in ODM.
No, there are problems in every party. Even UDA is having there's a game we used to play, hitch, hop, scope, I don't know, something like that.
Yes.
UDA is having those problems because they're now trying to, they've taken that election, I think, to February, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
So it really means that they are facing problems of logistics and what have you. Jonah, this is why I'm saying, and this is why if you were to invite some of these people who say that they're defending political parties,
Yes.
I would ask them how they expected parties to run their own elections in party elections, because there is a problem in these things. There is a way that logistics and what have you are not working. So for me, I think that the solution, and some of us have ideas that can be useful to political parties, even when we are not in political parties. And I'm hoping for one time when the House is going to have a majority of independent people who are going to basically come there and create that, what you call the legislation that is going to run political parties. Because political parties are not looking at themselves critically. They are not allowing themselves to understand what needs to be done for a party to become a real party. In fact, John and me, I title them very badly. I call them contraptions, political contraptions.
Right.
I'm still yet to see parties. I've seen parties before in Kenya. There used to be Ford, when Ford used to be Ford. We used to have KANU, the KANU of the yesterdays. We used to have Ford Kenya. That was a serious party at that time. Maybe Ford Asili was something here and there. And then after that, I'm still struggling. After ODM, I'm still struggling because ODM started as a very
Nicholas,
serious party.
we have a very youthful country right now.
Yes.
I'm telling you, I was in a meeting yesterday and there were very many young people. They just are trying to get into politics. They don't even understand it. But then the reality be told, these are the youth that we have. These are the people that we are going to have as
Jonah,
our...
but Jonah, just finish.
These are the people that we are going to have
in
in 2027.
Yes.
If they are not in parliament, they're the ones who are going to
and in 2032
to vote.
And
Yeah. So definitely there was a time when we fought for multipartyism.
Yes.
You remember 1990. I don't know whether you were
I was very
conscious
lucid and I knew a lot of things. And I can give you a very good history.
Or yours, whatever. That time, we were defending multipartyism.
Yes.
So are you trying to say that 92 to this 2023, how many years are those? Is it 30 or 40? 2022, 2012? Yeah. Is it now that we are trying to, redefine? We fought for multipartyism. Are we trying to redefine
and Jonah, it is all right. And multipartyism is something that we need to protect. And I will fight to the last to make sure that multipartyism is protected. But then, Jonah, when you now have a situation, and multipartyism is not just many parties, it's also people who can go independent. So you can have your own ideology.
Sorry, I almost said contraption.
Don't use my words. Let them be ascribed to me. But then it is a reality that political parties, even in other countries, even in the US, took time to really shape up to what they are. So people have misconceptions. They think that the US has 2 parties. US has even 5,000 parties. If people don't realize this.
Oh, really?
It's only that 2 parties have become very strong, and a lot of people align themselves around those parties. So it turns up that you see 2. There is a party that is coming up. There's a 3rd candidate that is expected to run in 2024. I think this is from the Kennedy families. There is a Francis, I think it's called Francis Kennedy or something, who is going to be running. I heard he was organizing to run as an independent, I think. That's a 3rd person running. And the other parties there, Ross Perot had a party, he was running. So the question is this. It's not that we are criticizing what parties are. We are saying that we need to keep reforming and keep reforming. And that is democracy. You need to keep shaping up and moving towards better and better and better. The ideal is usually to go better and better. You may never achieve best, but you always move towards best, whichever best is. But you must move towards best. Somebody said you move there, whether you crawl, whether you walk, whether you you run, whether you
fly.
But you keep moving there. And so that is how it has to be. So some of us, when we put this critic out, it's not that we are saying that we need to kill them and what. No, we are just saying that we need to keep moving forward and forward and forward, and ensure that we are going to have serious political parties in this country, John.
Now, Ruto, the president, comes from UDA.
Yeah.
We have a parliament that consists of many parliamentarians.
Yeah. Including the ones that have joined with them who are not their members.
Has Ruto really been... How do you rate it? The relationship between the legislature and the executive 1 year down the line.
Oh, Jonah, it's a mess, Jonah. It's a mess because we have a situation where the executive is overbearing. The legislature does not exist. Let me be clear. I've had an MP, and I can quote an MP who said these things, Jonah. The reality of the fact is that we have a situation where the political parties in parliament have people who are in political parties in parliament call the government their government, and so they assume that government is what is in State House. Government is parliament, government is judiciary, and government is in State House. So the problem that people face, they think that their job is to protect State House. That is where they go wrong. Their job is to make State House work best for Kenyans, so that when people will sit down and say, we had presidencies, the presidency that worked the best is William Ruto's because he worked better. That is because people pushed him, Jonah. And I'll give you a very simple example, Jonah.
Right.
Kenya wants to play in the World Cup. Who should they be playing, these matches, build-up matches with?
Right.
Should they go and play Mathare United or Gor Mahia, or maybe they should go and play Italy and France?
At least they played Saudi Arabia, man.
Yeah, at least they have moved out there, so they know that they need to go better. So if you want to get the best, iron shapes iron. So really, Jonah, the question is that if you are in National Assembly and you are basically refusing to push your government, which is William Ruto's government in State House, you are failing this country, and you are failing your party, and you are failing everything, and you are failing democracy, and you are failing all that. You need to make sure that you do your job. Your job is oversight, number one. Your job is representation, number two. Your job is legislation. And on this issue of legislation...
And I'm hearing MPs talking to me here on our line, and they're saying, come on, don't teach us.
I will teach them if they don't know their job, Jonah. I'm assuming, Jonah, I'll tell you, and this is me saying, it's my opinion. It's my opinion, and I have the right to my opinion. There's only one member of parliament in Kenya. Omtata, my friend. I don't see any other person. I'm still struggling to see.
You are in trouble, my friend.
There could be
all the legislatures.
There could be others. There could be others trying to get there, but they've not gotten there.
The only
person who acts like somebody who understands their role, Jonah, in that house so far, in my view, that is my view, it's my opinion, let them come for me, is one Okia Omtata. Everyone else I've seen, I'm struggling to see what they're doing in that house.
Now, I'm trying to read your words between the lines.
Yes.
Do you mean to say that they have not been legislated? I mean, these people sit. Or is it that they're a puppet of the executive? I mean, what are you trying to imply?
I'm trying to say...
These people do they get sitting allowance?
They get sitting allowance?
Yeah.
These
leaders, let me not call them these people. These leaders sit there on behalf of the Mwananchi.
Yes.
For the last 1 year.
Yes.
Courtesy of their parties. So, do you mean to say they've done...
And next time, Jonah, when I come here, and maybe we can check when we go to break, there was one member of parliament who talked about this parliament and said this parliament should go home and people sleep. One member of parliament in this 13th parliament, Jonah. So I'm not speaking.
It means he's one of the others who's working.
No, he's complaining. He's complaining about the parliament. He's complaining about the house which he's in.
And I think you're speaking about somebody from Ukambani.
Yes, I will give the name when we come back. Yeah. And really, Jonah, you should bring him here to come and tell people about parliament, because I'm saying it from outside. Let him come and say it from inside.
Right.
Yeah, it is true.
Now, the thing is, parties are going into elections.
Yes.
Yeah. From what I'm hearing from you, it's like, what are these parties for then?
I'm really trying to ask myself if we need to do some, I don't know, civic education to even political parties, leaders, and what have you. Because, Jonah, when you want to run for an office in a party, or even you want to run for parliament using political parties, you get into so many problems. You get into issues that basically should not be there. You get into situations. And the one thing I wanted to say, Jonah, those young people, it is the political parties that have resources that are supposed to be training them on political education and to tell them what they're supposed to be doing in leadership. So parties are not doing that. Have you ever seen a party that talks to Kenyans and says, this is how politics needs to happen? I've not seen one. Tell me one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why when I speak speak from some experience of some sort.
Viewers, hapa tunachapa siasa, by the way. Hapa tunachapa siasa. Chapa siasa with us on 0111 980384 as we go for the break. See you after the break.